I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary, and I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, and whatever because I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right into it. So, we're going to talk about Kanye West today, y'all. Yup. And shout out to my mutual on Twitter, Brooklyn Nicole, because she is literally the one who inspired me to do this. I was going back and forth to talk about Kanye because I feel like a lot of people have been saying stuff and Kanye been doing stuff since forever. And it was just like, what can I really contribute to the conversation that hasn't already been said? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Because we have to have the conversation. We just have to because things is happening and I have things I want to say. Okay, so shout out once again, Brooklyn Nicole. You're awesome. But yeah, so when it comes to Kanye West, like I said, I don't really say much because like I said, most people kind of given their takes and what do they feel about Kanye and all these things. And let me start off by saying this. I was a huge Kanye West fan back in the day. Like, Kanye West was the very first rapper that I remember truly enjoying and, like, thoroughly listening to their albums and anticipating, like, their releases and paying attention to what they were doing. Like, that is the first rapper that I can recall that I cared. And, I mean, there is no denying that Kanye West is a visionary. He's iconic. He's creative. He is probably will go down as one of the most iconic rappers ever. I wouldn't even just say of the 2000s. I would say ever, honestly, at this point. He solidified that and shown us that time and time again. Part of what I liked Kanye West so much for and what I thought set him apart from everyone else was, one, he was a producer. He just always chose the best beats that like complimented him so well, and the samples were always obscure and unique and interesting, and like his albums felt literally like cinematic masterpieces, like you were going on a journey and there was clearly a story being told from start to finish. Like, it always felt like you were being immersed in every single album and none felt the same. I think like an album like My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy, that junk should go in the Hall of Fame of one of the best albums ever. Yes, I said it. Yes, I did. Okay. And like I said, as a person who doesn't fully love hip-hop, especially in the ways that I love in R&B, the fact that someone like me can enjoy an album like that speaks volumes. And that is what Kanye West was able to do that I don't even think a lot of other rappers coming up during that time period did, where he had this mass appeal to him and he could essentially do no wrong. He was good for a feature. He did well with other rappers as well as singers like an Alicia Keys or Rihanna or Brandy, or John Legend. Like, he was just good for a feature, good for collabs. You guys said the music videos were fun. Like, who remembers the Touch the Sky one where he was with Nia Long and Tracy Ellis Ross? Like, that was iconic. Like I said, the albums had the fun skits. Like, if you remember Late Registration, College Dropout, me and my brother randomly quote those all the time. But as you can see me going on and on about, you can tell that I was genuinely a fan of Kanye since day one. But as the years have gone on and the antics, and Kanye West has always been known for antics as well. But the thing was, in the past, when Kanye West had an outburst or 2 or 10, for the most part, what he was saying had some truth to it. Now, most of the time, the place that he chose to say it usually was inappropriate. Like Hurricane Katrina stuff, inappropriate as hell. But was he wrong? No. Okay, George Bush doesn't care about Black people, especially not during Hurricane Katrina. I do urge everyone to watch Spike Lee's When the Levees Broke, on a side note, because that documentary showed me a lot about Hurricane Katrina. Because when Hurricane Katrina happened, I was 9 and I lived all the way in New York, so I feel like those of us in the North had no idea of the devastation that Hurricane Katrina truly caused New Orleans and the surrounding area. I think a lot of us know the gravity unless you know someone that lived there at the time or you were there yourself, and how nasty the government treated Black folks during that time, which is why what Kanye West said was justified. When Kanye West had that outburst at the VMAs about Beyonce having one of the biggest or the best music videos of all time, was not incorrect at all. This was Single Ladies he was defending. Like, Single Ladies is one of the most iconic Beyonce videos of all time. And, like, you will not remember whatever video that Taylor Swift put out that year, but you will always remember Single Ladies. So that's how you know which award deserved what. Did he deserve to take that young girl's moment? Absolutely not. Completely inappropriate and very much asshole-ish of him to do. But was he right? Yes. So like I said, I feel that Kanye West has always been exhibiting this larger-than-life persona, this kind of like bravado, this cockiness, this I don't really care, I'm gonna say what I say when I feel like it. He's known for these rants, like, and we just delight in it for the most part. Like I said, we just kind of allow it. And it's been pretty much no one, like I said, there's the people that are gonna be like, oh, Kanye West sucks, he's, you know, a narcissist, those type of comments, but he's pretty much still been able to maintain star power and a big enough fan base to be relevant. Plus years he's been pretty much famous. And the thing is, like I said, he can say whatever he wants to do. He can say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, and no one really can check him on it. And when it comes to even the Black community, a lot of people give Kanye grace because unfortunately his mother passed away in like the late 2000s, and everybody knew that Kanye West thought the world of his mother. You know, she was a single mother. She basically raised him on her own, and you know, she got to see his success. But unfortunately, you know, she died. Like I said, back in, I think, 2008, 2009, I want to say, or late 2000s, I know she passed. And so a lot of us, especially those, I mean, like I said, people empathize or sympathize with Kanye because we're like, you know, he lost his mother. That was the only person he kind of had in the world. Unexpected, and it had to have been devastating. And so, like I said, a lot of it, especially, like I said, when it came to the VMAs and a lot of the stunts he was doing back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, we kind of excused it because we were like, he's grieving, he's going through it, we're going to allow it, okay? And then, like I said, a lot of it's just chalked up to Kanye West just being Kanye West. And then we get into the 2010s, and like I said, music, excellent, right? Like I said, yeah, My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy was excellent. Then we get Yeezus, which I don't personally care for, but I know people who do. Then you get Life of Pablo, and then you have, and somewhere in between, you know, I think somewhere between Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy and Yeezus is when Watch the Throne happened, which is basically his collaboration with Jay-Z, which was an excellent album. And so the music consistently has been pretty good. But like I said, Kanye West in the public eye, ick, you know what I'm saying? So he gets, and like I said, during the 2010s, he gets married to Kim Kardashian, which to me was a little bit unexpected because it just felt like that's what, like I knew, like I said, them dating, I was like, okay, cool. But married, children, I was like, okay, I mean, I guess. But they get married, and, you know, people are kind of trying to see, is he going to be all keeping up with the Kardashian? Is he going to be a reality star now? Like, what's it giving? What's about to happen? And I mean, I think he only makes occasional appearances here and there, but he don't need to be on a reality show because his whole life is a reality show in front of all of us, as we can see right now. But we see, like I said, Kanye West, like I said, having these outbursts on, you know, the you don't know all the answers sway, him going on like the Ellen show and going on a very long tangent, him going on long tangents during, I think it was the Life of Pablo concerts where he was going in about Jay-Z and how Jay-Z didn't show up to his wedding, or they came late, and when Kim Kardashian got robbed, he didn't check in on him, and basically saying they're never gonna make music again, like he's not his friend, whatever. And there's that. Then he ran for president, and then there was that whole fiasco, and then obviously the slavery was a choice thing. I think that came before but you get the point what I'm saying. Like, Kanye West has been in the public eye having these very public outbursts, and everyone kind of, like I said, chalks it up to one, Kanye West just being Kanye West, and B, he lost his mother, he's grieving. Like, that has been the general consensus surrounding Kanye West, or people are like, oh, that boy just ain't right. Like, that's just what it is. And then we recently found, I think it was around 2019 when he released that one album, I forget the name, but it's like a very odd name, but he told us that he was bipolar, and so we're like, okay, that kind of makes sense as to why he does what he does. Not to say that all bipolar people act the same, or you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously not every bipolar person acts like a Kanye West. Kanye West is a celebrity, and there's also more layers to it. And I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't diagnose whatever. But Kanye West says this, and we're thinking, okay, he's telling us this. That must mean he's going to therapy. He's doing the work. He may, you know, maybe he's on medication. Maybe he's doing the therapy thing. Maybe he's doing a combination of both. You know, good for him, right? So we're thinking that's what it is. But it's just like, but even surrounding the press for that album, where he, like I said, titles it something about being bipolar. I remember that was when like the Drake beef was starting to really like amp up, and that was when we found that stupid song that he trolled us with, like, and then I think that's around Slavery Was a Choice, right? Like, I think the Slavery Was a Choice thing came, album drops, the Drake beef continues, like that was a thing. And then, like I said, following year, or 2 years, following year, or 2020, he decides to run for president, or tries to run for president. We see him very much in solidarity with Mr. Dump Truck, okay? He's being photographed with him. He's wearing the MAGA hat. Like, he's very 10 toes down for Mr. Donald Trump, okay? And that is when I said, you know, on a tangent, that's why I said it's very funny when people like a Chrisette Michele got canceled for singing at an inauguration. But Kanye West could be photographed with this man, and he could continue to have thousands of people, millions of people adore him and be supportive of him. And that's why I said, y'all not serious. Okay, y'all are not serious, but whatever. You know what I mean? And I get it, he's more famous, but still, I still side-eye some of y'all, period. But then, when Kanye West kind of pivoted to do this whole Christian thing and the whole Sunday service thing, and making that a thing, I genuinely thought, well, one, I thought it was good PR, because like black people really wasn't messing with him too tough after the whole Slavery Was a Choice thing and the Donald Trump thing, and him just, you know, like I said, Slavery Was a Choice thing, Donald Trump thing, like he just kind of fell out of favor with a lot of black people. Not everybody, but most black people were kind of like, what's the giving at this point? But I thought, you know, what better way to get back in black people's good graces than to make some good gospel music? And that's what I thought happened there. And so he did it, and it was worked, right? It was very successful. Sunday service was. But like, and I thought that he was on the move, like on the way to making better decisions, on the right track. But like I said, here we are. Like I said, the whole campaign thing, him acting a fool on the campaign trail, targeting the girl in the audience, scamming her for wearing a mask. And then now he is in this back and forth with Kim Kardashian, or himself, honestly. It's not even what Kim Kardashian's point. Back and forth on social media. Like I said, every other business day we wake up and we find out more news about Kanye West that nobody asked for. Okay? First, it was the TikTok thing, and he was talking about he didn't want Northwest to be on TikTok, and Kim has her on TikTok. Then it was he couldn't come to Chicago's birthday party, and they're keeping him out of the thing. Then, he, like I said, every day he's begging and pleading for the family. Then he starts dating this Julia Fox girl, who is unbearable. Like, she's unbearable, and so just poor girl. That's what you say, just poor girl. He's cyberbullying the hell out of Pete Davidson, even though Pete Davidson is not paying him no mind. It's giving very much Timmy Turner Daddy and Dinkelberg energy. It's very funny, but it's not funny. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just ridiculous. Just posting all these memes and doing all these things, and then this is where everybody's like, all right, there's two things happening. Obviously, there are people that are like concerned, and they're like, hey, what's really going on here? Why is nobody intervening on this? Why isn't no one taking this man's phone or shutting it down? Like, who's in charge of this man's like PR team? Who's in charge, babes? Like, what are we doing over there? Because clearly everyone needs to be fired because of what's happening. Two, it's like people are concerned for Kim and the kids, as they should be, because a lot of what he's demonstrating is very dangerous behavior. It's very, like, just not okay. And, like, your kid, like I said, at the end of the day, it's really about the kids. Like, Kim, sure, but, like, it's about the kids. The kids are gonna have to see this one day. Like, they're, and, like, North is like 10, right? If she's not 10, she's about to be 10. Like, she's at an age where she can remember this stuff. And up there as well in age, except for obviously the youngest one, I think. But most of them are at an age, at least the first, like, three of them, are at an age where they, especially North, can recall what's going on. Like, you remember when you was 10. Like, you know the stuff that you was happening. And God knows what he's doing behind closed doors. It's just what we're seeing in the media. But, like I said, one or two things are happening. Like I said, people are thinking it's funny, making memes, joking, as people, like I said, usually do. There are people that are genuinely concerned, because I'm not an expert on bipolar disorder or anything like that, but a lot of what I'm not a psychologist, like I said, I'm not one to diagnose, but a lot of what he's exhibiting is a lot of manic type of behavior. And it's obviously, like I said, very alarming. And I think also Kanye West has said, I'm not sure, this is alleged, but I think that he's no longer on medication, hasn't been on medication for a while. So that's also, and I'm not sure if he's currently seeking, you know, any type of therapy or counseling. I'm not sure. But, you know, this is not looking good, okay? What we're saying. And what really gets me is, like I said, a lot of it is people trying to just say, you know, that boy ain't right and keep it moving. And it's just like, no, this is concerning now. It's no longer funny. It's no longer entertaining. Like, this man genuinely needs help. And we're not going to use the he is grieving thing anymore, because not to say that grief has a timeline, but at this point, Kanye mama been gone for some time now, okay? That, and he is a grown man in his 40s with children of his own, okay? And at some point, you got to take accountability for your actions and say, no, this is just him not choosing not to heal and choosing to exhibit this irresponsible behavior. And now it has deeply impacted, you have children to worry about now. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can't be doing stuff like that. Like I said, the Kanye that was doing stuff with the Hurricane Katrina stuff, he didn't have no chick, no child. Like, you know, you could do stuff, or even like I said, the VMA thing, he didn't have no kids back then. He had no one to be responsible for. But now you're doing things, like I said, that your kids are going, that can see, okay? And it's going to have deep implications in the future. And it's not good. And like I said, harassment is never the answer. And then I find people on social media thinking like, oh, like, I need my man to have Kanye's energy. And, oh, that's how I love. That's what I saw on Twitter, some girl saying something like that. And I was like, oh, no, babes. This whole thing kind of reminds me of like a couple of years ago when Chris Brown and Karrueche broke up, and he was trying to get Karrueche back, and he was there stalking this girl and popping up on her left and right. There was that one infamous photo that was literally everywhere of him literally looking like a crazy person outside of wherever Karrueche was, and she looked terrified in that photo, and he was there shouting her out in songs. Like, clearly this girl did not want to be bothered with him, and rightfully so, because he was abusive towards her, number one, and number two, he cheated on her and had a baby on her. And everybody was sitting there like, oh, I need my man to come with Chris Brown's energy. Like, that's the, I like that crazy stuff. And I was like, you see how y'all are unserious? Y'all are really unserious, because there's no way. There is no way. And I'm really fearful of some of y'all or y'all friends if they were in a similar situation, because nothing about that is cute or admirable. If somebody says they don't want to be with you, you just got to chalk it up to the game and keep it pushing. Like, I don't care. And like I said, a lot of these male celebrities get away with these things because, one, they're male. Two, they got money and they're famous. And in Chris Brown's case, he's attractive. And I mean, even some people might think I don't think Kanye West is ugly, but he's not known for being attractive. You see what I'm saying? But Kanye West gets away with this because he's been getting away with it for God knows how long at this point. And like I said, a lot of it is just people just turning a blind eye to it and just saying that's just who he is, and it is what it is. And like I said, y'all know I'm the last person to defend no Kardashian. I don't care what the hell Kardashians is doing, okay? But at this point, I am quite concerned for Kim Kardashian's well-being, because like I said, the roses and the thing, it's ridiculous at this point. Like, the woman has told you she don't be with you, let it the frick go. Like, I'm not understanding. But like I said, this is a time where we need to stop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to advocate for Kanye West to get the professional help that he does. And that means You need to stop entertaining, even with the music. Like, y'all show, if he has Don release, like, don't be going to that. Like, seriously, become like, y'all are just advocating for it. Y'all be saying one thing about, oh yeah, he does crazy stuff, but the music be hitting. It's like, no, I'm not listening to nothing. I'm not entertaining anything until Kanye West gets the help that he needs now. Like, it's time for us to stop doing these things. Like I said, it just reflects to the people who have mental health issues in your life what exactly you're going to do. And like I said, when it comes to even bipolar disorder, it's so misunderstood, and people use it in everyday vernacular like a joke when people say, like, the weather is bipolar. You know, even people, like I said, like, even, like, I'm a Gemini, and people love to call Geminis bipolar. And it's like, you know, that's like a legit mental illness, right? And like I said, for me, I take that whole thing very seriously because I'm a big advocate for mental health. Also, my grandmother on my father's side had bipolar disorder. And so I've, ever since, like, that was a thing, I have made it a very point to not use that word ever, not even to say the weather is bipolar. Like, I don't like to say it because I'm like, this is a legit mental illness that untreated could really have damaging effects to not only the person but to other people in their life. Like, it's not a funny joke, it's not entertainment, like, it's really bad, okay? And so with Kanye West need help. And I just wish that, I know, like, yes, he's grown and he has a man with me, and so it's really probably hard to get him to do what they want. But I'm like, it's been going on for so long that y'all ignored it, and now it's at a point where it is at dangerous levels. And so what can we do now? What can we do? And the other big thing about it is this whole Kanye West need a black woman thing. And I'm gonna tell you this once, and I mean, people have said this over and over again, and I'm just here to reiterate it. Black women are not here to save y'all. Why y'all like to treat black women like we are some type, like somebody said it, like, black women are not Tylenol. Like, you don't pick us up when you're in pain and then you discard us when you don't need us anymore. It's like, no, Kanye West doesn't need a black woman. We are not your therapist. We are not your Captain Save a Man. Like, that is not black women's job. Why would you put that on? Like, it ain't any woman's job, but it certainly ain't black woman's job to deal with that. I don't understand why y'all thought if Kanye West was with a black woman, any of this would be different. I don't think it would. Because like I said, at the end of the day, he was this way before Kim Kardashian. He was. And like I said, when he was doing these things before, he was either praised for it or people just ignored it and just said, whatever, he made a good song, we all moved on. And that's it. So long as he's putting out good music, so literally good music, but so long as he's putting out music, so long as the visuals is popping, so long as he got this this clothing line out or these shoes out or whatever, it's all jokes. It's all okay. But like I said, no, this man need help. And that's just what my point of today is that it's time for us, when we see someone truly going through something, especially celebrities more than anybody else, it's time for us to be advocating for them to get help and stop turning a blind eye or making the light and a joke out of it, because it's not funny at the end of the day. These are real people with real lives, and like I said, children are involved. Like, there's nothing funny or interesting or anything about it. Like I said, that's part of why I didn't want to say anything, because I'm like, I don't want to sit here and just be gossiping like, oh, look what Kanye West is doing today. Like, no, I'm like, this is a problem, and it's been a problem. Because I said, every time, it is beyond even mental health. It's just when black male celebrities do problematic things, y'all ignore it. Y'all ignore it every time, because it's like, well, the music hits, so let me just keep it pushing. It's the same, and people get, and you fail people every time. Like, when it comes to, like I said, don't take it there. When it comes to sexual assault, domestic violence, it's the same crap. Like, you hear women say time after time after time, this man is hurting me, this man's doing this, but y'all like, we need more evidence. Oh, but this guy, he made good music, so I'm not gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to hold him accountable for it. And it's like, this is a little bit different because this is not necessarily he's doing anything violent per se, but it's like, it has potential for violence and very dangerous things, and it needs to be taken seriously. So I don't care if he's promoting an album or not. Like, it's time for us to be like, no, you need to take a rest, take a beat, sit down somewhere, and really get this mental health in check, because it is reaching a point where now it is harmful, very harmful, and like I said, very dangerous. And that's just my point for today. Like, it's time for us to stop. We need to start taking mental health and mental health issues seriously and stop ignoring it because it's our favorite celebrity. That's just that. But y'all let me know everything y'all think about this whole Kanye West situation. And do we think that, is Kanye West going to be able to get the help that he really needs? Y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. And I'll definitely see y'all in my next video. Peace out, y'all.